Hi, I'm Connie Townsend, group fitness instructor and personal trainer. I'm here today with Nancy and Esther from the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. We're doing another workout that you can join us from home and do it from home. Now this one is special. This one is to help us keep from falling. It's fall prevention exercises. We're going to focus on those. That will help strengthen all the different muscles that are involved with stability and give us a little bit of movement side to side, front and back. And so if you just kind of keep at these exercises, you're going to build your stability and balance and keep yourself from falling. We're going to start with a little warm-up first. So grab yourself a chair, nice sturdy one, not on rollers. Your feet are going to be about chair width apart. So chair legs, your feet are right under those knees. You're sitting up tall. First, we're going to go up on the toes, then back on the heels and lift the toes, and forward and back. Heels up, toes up. Spread those toes, get the feet nice and stretched out. And back, and front, and back. A lot of our stability comes from those lower legs and the feet. So we want them nice and stretched and warmed up. All right. Now, feet flat. Your feet are under those knees. We're going to do a sit to stand. So we lean first. Our back is straight, shoulders are back, and pushing through the heels, going up and back down. So if you have trouble getting up off that chair, just lean a little further forward. That's the trick to getting up without help. It is leaning forward enough to get that body weight into those heels. You push through the heels and you start warming up those big leg muscles and using them. One more. We're gonna go up. Now we're gonna walk around the chair. Just take a little walk, take a jog. Come on back, situate those feet. Come on down. Do it again. Let's sit to stand, back down. We're gonna get a little quicker now. Or you just go at your own pace, of course. Pushing through those heels. Woo! One more. Now we're going to walk around the chair the other direction. So just take a walk. And back to the chair. Okay. Sit. Let's march it. Now the reason I had you walk around the chair like that is because quite often we fall because we have maybe some dizziness or vertigo. Our body gets so used to just looking one direction, it's hard for us to look off center or walk around in circles like that. So the more we do it, the more we get the brain used to changing our line of sight. Okay, belly button pulled in, we're nice and tall. This is a great core exercise. Now, look over your shoulder. And center, other shoulder, and center. Turn your head, and center, and turn. So once again, we're changing our line of sight. Back to center, and come to a stop. Feet chair width apart. We're gonna come up. Now, in a little half squat, let's just do some pulses. So a little final warm up of those leg muscles, really getting them engaged. Push through the heel. Just do what you can. Woo! All right, last one. Ooh, that gets the heart rate up too. We're gonna come over to the side of the chair. Now, use that chair for balance. That's why we have them here today. We're going to be working a lot one-legged and To do that, sometimes you need some help. So get near a wall or with the chair. We're gonna flex that ankle, pull that toe up, and lift and lower. Nice and slow. Kind of like you're pushing out through that heel. Keep that toe facing front. So the stronger our hips are, the more stable we are. So if we work a lot on the lower legs and feet, we work a lot on hips, then we'll start preventing falls. All right, one more. Take that same leg and front and back. So you're just swinging it. You can loosen up the ankle a little bit. So by swinging back behind especially, you're really lengthening this hip flexor muscle that lifts your knee. 3, 2, and now. Bring that knee up, give it a hug. Now down, lift it back behind. And bring it in, hug. And down, back. Pull it in, that stretches in the low back and in the hip. And back, you're stretching in the front of the leg again. One more. Okay, we're standing behind. And march. So just like when we were seated marching, we're going to turn our head. Center. And turn. Other side. And center. And side. Center. One more. Back to center. And other side. Let's flex that ankle. Pull the toe up. And up. And down. So we're starting to strengthen, warm up first, but strengthen those hip muscles. We're going to work more on strengthening them later. Okay, let us swing forward and back. All right, so this warmed up the body a little. So we can continue with our exercises for fall prevention. Let's give that knee a hug and then stretch out. So keep doing a few more of those. Okay, have a seat in your chair. Now try to sit on the edge of your chair if you can. But if you have any lower back issues, need a little more support, you can always scooch all the way back so that you're supported by that chair. We're going to sit tall and march. So in this segment, we're going to get the heart rate up. And yes, we're going to be seated when we do it. We've done chair exercise in the past, and it's not necessarily really easy. We're not taking a vacation here. We're getting the heart rate up, we're moving. Try to get those feet up off the floor. Get those arms pumping. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Let's do heel taps. Tap, tap. Now the hardest part of chair exercise is to continually stay tall. Your body really wants to slump down, but we want to use those core muscles to keep us tall. So pull the navel toward the spine. All right, either stay with those heel taps now or straighten. Make it a little kick. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4. Let's go back to the march. Nice and tall, always be readjusting. All right, we're gonna step side to side. Step out, step out, step out. Let that knee open a little bit too. We're gonna push out to the side. So this is actually good for strengthening the hip joint, the muscles around the hips, as well as getting that heart rate up. 4, 3, 2, knees up, push. So this is a little slower than our march, where our knees came up in the march. But this is purposely raising those feet up off the floor as high as they can go. Your back is nice and straight. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now make it a little kick. Kick, kick, pull, pull. So instead of pushing, we're pulling this time. And rotating a little. So we've got a lot of core. Pull, pull. Woo! 4, 3. All right, we're gonna bounce the heels. Just toes on the floor. Now, from here, we go into a jump rope. So pretend you've got your rope. Try to get both feet up off the floor. Your body wants to lean a little, that's okay. Just keep the back nice and straight. Woo! Back to heel bounces. You can always readjust. Okay, now jump the feet out and in. Make it a jumping jack. If this is hard to manage, try one at a time. Woo! Back to heel bounce. Okay, jumping jack, or no, jump rope, sorry. We'll do that one first. 4, 3, 2, and bounce the heels. That's actually strengthening your lower legs, which we need for preventing falls. Okay, into those jacks. Here we go. Out, out, sit tall. Woo! And bounce the heels. All right, your feet are close. Now, out, out, in. Step out, step in. Out, out, in. We're up, we're tall. Now your knee and foot are coming out together. So it's not just the feet, that would hurt your knees. You're coming out with whole leg. All right, out, march wide. Woo! All right, we're going to reach around. Reach, reach, reach. Now, not too far around because our lower body is anchored to the chair. So we don't have a big range of motion in that spine. So we don't want to tweak it. All right, now up from the side. So even though our lower body isn't working, our upper body is, so that gets our heart rate up. Woo! Let's rope climb, straight up, and up, and up. So if you need ideas of what to do when you're sitting in your chair at night watching TV, these are some good things to keep you moving, keep that heart rate up. Back across. Woo! All right, just wide march. Narrow march. Out, out, in. Let's switch direction. Out, out, in. Switch leads. Sitting tall. Let's march it. Heel taps. And kicks. Woo! Heel taps. And march. Keep readjusting your posture. All right, here we go, side step. Out, out, out. Just push from the shoulder. Four, three. Let's do those knees up. Push up, push up. Woo! 4, 3. Make it that little kick. We're gonna pull around, pull around. Just straighten that leg. Pull, pull, pull. And march it. All right, keep moving a little bit. Go get some water. Keep your chair. And we'll keep moving. All right, we're gonna slow it down a little bit. We're gonna work on our balance. So, use your chair for support. That's why we have them today. We're off to one side. Now this is a heel to toe exercise. We're gonna put that outside leg in front of the other. Heel touching toe. Put that foot down. All right, so, can you let go of the chair? When your feet are in line like this, that makes it extremely hard to balance. Okay, let's switch. Other foot in front, that outside foot behind. Balance. Now you can do these exercises anywhere, anytime. And the more you do them, the more you connect the brain to those muscles that keep you balanced. All right, now back to feet, just side by side. We're gonna balance on one leg, so don't lock the knee. Kind of loosen that knee a little bit. You want your big muscles to hold you up, and the outside knee is just going to lift and lower. So use that chair if you need to. If you want to challenge yourself on occasion, try to do without. You're pulling the navel toward the spine. The more we train those core muscles to engage before we move, then the more stable we'll become. Four, 3, 2, one more time. All right, now legs are hip width apart, toes are forward. We're gonna spread those toes, and all we're gonna do is a calf raise. We come up and down, lift the heels, lower the heels, coming up as high as you can. Simplest exercise in the world, but very effective for strengthening those lower leg muscles, the shins, the calves, the ankle muscles, strengthening the feet. All of our stability relies on how good our feet and legs are. You can hold on to that chair for balance. Woo! And one more. Okay. Now loosen that knee again. This is standing leg again. Take that outside leg. Let's point the toe. Lift it a little bit. And just do a semicircle sweep. Now as you sweep behind, don't let the body turn. Just keep the hips facing front. So, your standing leg is getting a lot of work done. Now this is harder because your leg is in motion. So anytime you're trying to balance while moving, it makes it a lot more challenging. So it's different than just standing on one leg. All right, last one. Woo! Let's stand behind. Okay. So it's just a side leg lift like we did in the beginning. We're gonna flex the ankles and go side to side. Now, of course, your chair is there. If you have trouble balancing on the one leg, Just hold on. Toe faces front. 4, 3, 2, and other side. Okay, remember where we started? We're going to put that outside foot in front of the other foot, heel touching toe. Can you balance? Now it always helps to pick a spot about probably 6 or 7 feet out in front of you on the floor. You fix your eyes on something, don't look around. And let's switch it. Other foot in front. So put that outside leg behind, heel to toe. Remember, you've got your chair there. You're nice and tall. Woo! All right, feet back together, hip width. We're standing on that leg, so soften the knee and knee up, up and down. So there is no magic to building our stability. There aren't fancy exercises. Usually they're very simple exercises, just done consistently and a lot. So anything you do on one leg is going to help the brain to overcome your instability. 4, 3, 1 more. All right, hip width apart, toes forward. Spread those toes and just up and down. A little bit slow. We don't want to go so fast that we don't have to balance. When you're up on your toes, that's when it's hardest to stabilize. Woo! You can feel those lower leg muscles really start to fatigue. They're really working. Calf raises are great because both the front of the leg and the back of the leg are working at the same time, so you have them in balance. 1 more. Woo! Take them out if you need to. Standing on that inside leg again, outside, point the toe, lift it, and come around. So like I said before, you're working on that standing leg, but that working leg, all the muscles that surround the hip joint are working, are engaged. So you've got the inner and outer thigh, you've got the 3 different kind of gluteuses that we've got, minimus, medius, and maximus. You're working on the core muscles. Woo! Remember, try to, on occasion, let go of that chair, see how you do. But remember, because we're moving, makes it hard to balance. All right, relax those legs. And back to our side to side, lift and lower. We'll just finish with these. And here's your challenge for TV time at night. Do something like this, where it forces you to be up on one leg only. Do a few more. All right, we're gonna work our muscles now, our leg muscles, because the stronger the legs, the better we're able to balance, less falls. So we're gonna take our a band. So if you don't have a handled band, you can use maybe one of those flat, long ones that you get from the physical therapist office. You can use a bungee cord, anything with a little bit of resistance. We're gonna take our band and we're gonna wrap it around our foot one time so that it's gonna hold on to the foot and not spring off. Okay, now if we hold on to the handles, it's not much resistance. So we're going to cinch down a little bit shorter. Of course, you can adjust it to work for you. Now, sitting on the edge of your chair if you can scooch back if you need more support. We're gonna hold tight and we're gonna anchor those elbows to our side. Sit tall, shoulders back, head high. Now your ankle's flexed. We're gonna push through the heel like we're slamming that door closed. Push and up. So you're straightening and then the knee comes back toward the chest. You're really holding tight. This is good exercise for your grip strength in your hands too. So this is a leg press. Pressing away. You can really keep it a low angle if you need to. Press. Keep those arms in close to the body. We don't want to strain the shoulders. Press. 2 more. Pushing away. And then let it rest a moment. Keep the band on your foot. We're not going to give it any resistance though. We're going to sit tall. And all we're going to do is lift that foot. Just kind of a quick pulse. Lift, lift. So we're lifting the knee. It's a knee lift. That's strengthening the leg muscle. That's strengthening the hip and especially the core. It's hard to stay sitting tall when you're lifting that leg. Woo! 4, 3, 2. Oh boy, let it rest. Phew. Okay, we're still connected to the foot with the band. We're going to take the handles again and actually probably hold a little tighter, but you can start and then see what you need. We're going to do a leg extension. So lift the foot a little bit up off the floor, anchor that band in tight. That knee doesn't come up this time. It just stays like your thigh is parallel to the floor. We're going to straighten, bend. So it's different than the leg press. We're not bringing the knee to the chest. We're bending from the knee and straightening, or straightening and bending. Hold it in tight. Woo! So you're working on that quadricep. The big combination of muscles in the front of your leg, the thigh muscles. And last one, relax. Now take it off the foot, but then step on the band with both feet. We're gonna do something in the center and then get to that other side to get the other side done. All right, sitting nice and tall, you're nice and tight with the band. We're gonna step out and in and out and in. So you're just alternating step outs. Now, this starts to work the outer and inner thigh instead of just the front and the back. Don't step off the band. You might have to readjust several times. Where am I? There we go. And out and in. Ooh, working those muscles around the hips. One more set. All right, relax. Now you're gonna wrap that other foot one time. Just wrap it around. Now remember, it was pretty tight because we want a lot of resistance for that leg. Okay, sitting nice and tall, belly button pulled in. Let's bring that knee up toward the chest. Anchor the elbows in. Now push out through that heel, then pull that knee up toward the chest. Push, pull. So it's different from that bend and straighten that we did later. It's a different movement. This one, it's like doing a squat or a sit to stand from this chair. You're working the front of the leg, the back of the leg, and the glutes. So this is the big power movement. It really gets all the muscles. 2 more. Woo! Your hands might be shaking a little because they're working hard too to hold that band. Okay, so don't worry about the band right now. Sit tall. We're just going to lift that knee in little pulses. Lift, lift. So it's not banded, no resistance. It's just very intense because your core has to work so hard to try to lift that leg. 4, 3, 2. Oh my goodness, that was hard. All right, so your foot is still, or your band is still wrapped around your foot. Kind of readjust if you need to. All right, here's that leg extension. A little bit different. Sit tall. Bring that knee up, or foot up a little bit off the floor, but your thigh is staying parallel to the floor. Okay, anchor, straighten, bend. So with the band around the foot like this, it adds resistance. It's like doing a leg extension machine at the gym where you sit on it and put your feet under that roller and then straighten your legs. So we don't need the fancy equipment, we just need a band. You're sitting tall, so you're working on the core. The stronger the core, the more stable you are as well. So most everything we do incorporates those middle muscles in the torso. Woo! One more. Okay. Now, let's step on it again with both feet. We're just going to finish with the upper body, the core muscles, the back, the arms. Sitting on the edge of your chair if you can. We're going to hold those handles, palms down. Now sit tall, lean just a tiny bit forward. Let's just lift. Can't lift very high. So finish with a few more of these and then rest, relax, get some water, and we'll continue on. Okay, put your band aside. We're not going to work the muscles right now. Well, we are, but we're going to get that heart and lungs working again. Get the heart rate up, increase our endurance. So sit tall. You're always on the edge of the chair if possible, and we're going to march. So right now, your feet are just hip width apart. Whatever we're doing, if it becomes too much for you, just come back to the march. We're drawing that navel back toward the spine, like you're trying to touch your belly button to the spine, and that activates all those muscles around the middle that hold you tall. All right, let's march wide. Much harder. But we're starting to use more of the muscles around the legs and around the hips. Woo! 4, 3, back to narrow. Now remember that out, out, in we did. Let's go out, out, in, in. All right, let's stay wide with the march. So, feet, chair width apart. Come to a stop, feet under those knees. We're gonna do some sit to stands again. We're gonna do 4 of them, then we're gonna stand and march. So, hold on. Remember, you're leaning, you're planting all that body weight in your heels. Here we go. Up. Now go slow, go fast, whatever you can do. Last one, we're gonna stand and march. Feet still chair width apart, don't let them move. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, plant those feet, check. Make sure you know where your chair is. We're gonna do a squat sit, so we come down like we're pretending to sit and then change our mind. Push through those heels. Woo! You might be able to feel that chair under your legs if it's a tall enough chair. One more. And sit. march it. Keep those feet chair width apart. And squat or sit to stand. Down and up. Take your time. If you need to be by the countertop and need a little extra help getting up, that's okay. So this is just strengthening those legs. Let's stand, march. Check your feet, you know where you are. And little squats. Down, up. So you can really use a chair in a lot of creative ways to strengthen your legs. All right, let's pulse right here. Pulse, pulse. Woo! 8, 7, 6, pull that navel in. 4, 3, oh, they're burning. Up. Let's come over to the side of the chair. We're gonna do some shuffles. So part of fall prevention, keeping you from falling, is the being able to move quickly out of the way of something or be able to dodge something. But you want your feet to be agile and quick moving. So we want to do some little drills that will connect the brain with the feet, cause things to go quicker so you can get out of the way of danger. All right, we're gonna face the chair the whole time. Now all we're gonna do is a little shuffle around, facing the chair the whole time, just over to that other side and then reversing. So at your own speed, we're gonna stay low and lift your feet. Don't let them trip you. We're gonna shuffle. And then go the other way. And then switch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You can get a little pattern going, or you can make it quicker. Depends on how big your stride is. But constantly be facing that chair. That forces the body to move sideways. As we get older, we typically don't move side to side as much. It's not comfortable. All right, come to a stop. Woo! And march. Let's come back to the chair. Let's have a seat and march it here. So that got the heart rate up again, didn't it? Woo! So we try to do exercises that have a combination of effects on the body. A little heart rate increase, muscle work, core work, balance. All right, the feet are close. Let's just bounce those heels for a moment. Readjust, sit tall. We're gonna do some skiing, moguls. So there's a little line here in the center. Get those arms going so they're counterbalancing you. Woo! 4, 3, back to heel bounce. Let those legs rest. That's a lot of work in those thighs and in the hips. Okay, now come to a stop. One leg is out on the heel, the other one's bent. We're gonna do some quick heel switches. As one comes in, the other goes out. Now a little faster if you can. Woo! Body is leaning a little. Keep that navel pulled in tight. And heel raises. Phew. Now, to strengthen the core even more, you can go back to that alternating heel, or let's see if we can push both out at the same time. We're gonna lean, we're gonna keep the back straight. Push, push. Heel, heel. Remember, you can do one at a time if it gets too hard. Woo! 4, 3, 2, you did it. Bounce the heels. All right, so take some deep breaths. Let's bring that heart rate back down. Go get some water, and we'll finish up. Okay, grab your band again. We're gonna finish up with some pretty intense exercises to get down into that hip joint. All those muscles that support the hips, that make us more stable, they're very important to strengthen. So those side leg lifts were really great. Now we're gonna add some resistance though. So let's step on it with both feet. Be careful. Now you're standing beside the chair because you can always just put one down and hold on. Okay, we're gonna take that outside leg and just lift and lower. Now you may not be able to go very far. Just push out as far as you can. Your ankle's flexed, toe is facing front. Now your core muscles are helping lift that leg. So it's not just about that hip joint and those muscles involved with the hip. It's about the whole middle of the body. So we're training those muscles in the middle, the core muscles, to engage. We activate them before we move. So it's becoming automatic that when we set out to move, our body, our brain, knows that it needs to engage those core muscles first. One more. Woo! Ha! Shake it out. Only do what you can, of course. Now we're gonna go to the other side. We're at the side of the chair so that we can use the chair for support if you have trouble balancing. So step on it, both feet first, just hip width apart. You can get rid of that inside handle. Okay, so tall, shoulders back, belly button drawn in. Let's just lift and lower. So you can feel the fatigue starting in the middle part of that hip. But you're actually using, I mentioned earlier, those 3 gluteus muscles. You're actually using all of those muscles that surround that hip joint. Keep the toe facing front. You're also working up into the sides. Actually, both sides are contracting to keep the torso nice and strong. Woo! Do what you can. How about 2 more here? Starting to really burn. And shake it out. So, we can set that band aside for the moment. We'll probably need it to stretch in a minute. Okay, we're gonna have a seat. We're on the edge of the chair. Legs are hip width apart. I'm gonna do a little rotating as we lift the knee. So, arms down. Your arms will lift to shoulder height. Your knee will lift. We'll turn toward that knee and then back to center and everything down. Now, other knee, up, rotate, center, and down. Sitting tall. Now think about your arms for a minute. Really reach out through the fingertips. You're getting the arms to lengthen nicely. Woo! So like I've mentioned before, core strength has a lot to do with preventing falls. There are a lot of elements that make up fall prevention. Your strength in your muscles, your strength in your core. One more. Your strength in those joints and the agility of being able to move quickly. So there are a lot of different exercises that go into fall prevention. Now, sitting even further on the edge of your chair if you can, our back is going to stay straight, so we're not going to round. You can support yourself on that chair. We're going to just lean, maybe not all the way to touch that chair, but come back up. Come back, only as far as you're able without losing control of that spine. We want to tighten the core. Woo! Kind of like doing sit-ups, sitting up in a chair instead of on the ground. Back. When you go back like that, you might feel like you're shaking. That's very normal because you're unsupported when you're back there. Whoa! And one more. Woo! All right, one more here. You're still in that same position. We're gonna lean back on the arms, so put your body weight into those hands. Don't let yourself slide off the chair. Shoulders back, and just alternate a knee lift. Now this seems simple, but what you're doing by lifting that knee is incorporating the deepest abdominal muscles that you've got. They run side to side, real deep down inside the torso. So by engaging the legs like this, we're reaching down into those deepest core muscles. 4, 3, 2, last one. Woo! Let's take one leg, cross it over the other one. Just sit cross-legged for a moment. Now we're gonna sit tall. We're gonna take your hands and get a good grip on that knee. You're gonna pull it in toward the chest. You can feel that stretch over here in this hip. So sitting tall, pulling the knee in. It's a nice hip stretcher. Okay, now release. While we're here, let's turn that way with our torso. Get that spine to rotate, get a stretch around the core. And then back to center. Let's switch legs. Grab hold, pull in, sit tall, throw those shoulders back. So, those are a lot of simple exercises that are very effective for preventing falls. Let's come on down. Oh, wait, yep, release the leg, but turn. Now I want to thank my helpers again, Nancy and Esther from the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Come back to center. Let's inhale, get tall. And I want to thank Eastmont Parks and Rec Department for letting us use their beautiful park. You have a great day, and I'll see you again.